guest appearances. And without further ado, bring up two of the stars of the world, Jordan L. Jones, and my guy, Lil Rel. Y'all can do better than that. Make some noise for it. Yeah. The laundry room. Where did you guys come up with the idea for this episode?
This is one of my bits. If you saw my special relevant, I got a joke I do about the vice lords taking over the laundry room. So, which is kind of based on something that happened for real. So it was fun. Which has been fun about the show is watching a lot of the bits I've done on stage and stuff that's happening to come to life.
Yeah. How was it turning those into episodes?
It's been fun so far. I'm making the show, like the way the episode, really I'm making a season of the show, not sure if I'm coming back. So I'm doing whatever I always wanted to do on the show. And even just the way it ended, I remember some of my favorite shows, like Fresh Prince, something serious. Like I like the shows I'm not scared to end on a serious, I like that quiet thing when it's just silent and it's like, damn, all right. Especially the way this one ended, I wanted to, which is why you'll watch it again, hopefully, when he says, I'll see you around, it's kind of that thing, if you chose that type of life, the next hour's not promised.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm glad that Fox was okay with me keep doing without making, it could have been a silly end, which I'm gonna put online. I got Dirty Lord, the other character I played with the dreads. He actually goes on the Clarence Hat show, you know what I mean? But it's really silly. But I wanted to end it with this thinking thing, and hopefully, like when some young people watch it, not knowing they might get a lesson out of a comedy,
Absolutely. Let's talk about how'd you find Jordan? Because he over there in the background, like just making the jokes funny without even saying that, just his answers. How'd you find him?
Through the audition process. I watched everybody audition tape, everybody. And we was at dinner, and I didn't even hear what he was saying. I just looked at his gestures, because we was at dinner, I couldn't hear the phone. I'm like, I told Gerard, I think this is the little brother. And I didn't hear one word he said. I didn't watch the audition until I went home. And Jordan came in, and it was amazing.
What was it like when you got that call, Jordan?
Man, just surreal. Like, just going through this whole entire process of the actor, and, this is the profession of no's, and I believe in, the law of averages. The more no's you get, the closer you get to your yes. So this was my yes. So, it's hard with being an actor. Obviously, it's tough, but you gotta keep going regardless of the rejection that you get. Thank God that I got around. He really believed in me regardless of all the Marine actor, which is like someone who hasn't done series regular before. He was like, nah, see this dude, this is what I want. So I'm appreciative for that, man. The whole entire thing has been surreal the whole entire time.
He mentioned your gestures, and I watched episode 1 when you guys were on the bus, and your gestures were killing it. Like, it was really hype. Y'all saw episode 1? Your gestures was just making everything DC Young Fly saying was just hilarious, right? And then even in this episode, when Sinbad is going through his stuff, your gestures again is making the scene. Is that on paper, or is that just what you're bringing to the character?
No, that's Jordan.
That's definitely me. Whatever Sinbad has to feed off him, they say like, yo, you're supposed to be like on your dad's, side on this.
What was your reaction when you heard Jess Hilarious was going to be on this show?
Once I was hyped. I've been following her for years, and at first I didn't know, and then when I finally found out, and also, obviously you get a chance to meet people. Obviously we see everybody on social media and stuff, and you don't get a chance to know who they are. And finally, when you meet people, same with like Rel, Jess, Sinbad, you meet them like, wow. Y'all are actually great humans. Well, I love you guys so much. So, yeah, man, it was great finally meeting everybody. Cause I was like, wow. And still, right now, man, having so much fun, man. Just everybody's so down to earth. Everybody, our charisma and everything. Even our connection on set is something that's not really in Hollywood.
Yeah. What was it about Jess that made you say that that's the friend?
There's a couple things. First, so me and Gerard, oh damn, whoa, shit. Damn. All right,
You can't sit back and
I'm just saying my ass up. It's gonna be a stand-up interview. God damn. Relax. Still working out. You gotta sit down before you get up. You couldn't write that. Should we kill those? I don't even know what the fuck we was. Sorry. Clean up the act. Yes, Jessica hilarious. So look, me and Gerard was trying to figure out who we wanted, and Jess hilarious. We wanted somebody real, and I was auditioning all these actresses, and they wouldn't play it real. You know what I mean? They kind of it was really acty, and it was annoying me. It was actresses I knew that I was fans of. I'm like, what are y'all doing? And it was tough because it's pilot season, so it was tough. And then Jess sent in her audition, and she did one of the best auditions I've ever seen on a self-tape. It was kind of insane. I'm like, damn, she killed it. Also, Tiffany Haddish, because the character is based off a few of my homegirls. Tiffany is one of them. My homegirl Latoya in Chicago, so all my homegirls are like real close with. Tiffany was like, yo, I think Jess would be great for it too. So it's just like we all was in sync with it, me, Gerard, so, man, she came and she killed it. Now, I couldn't cast her first. That's what I wanted first. Because at the time they told me I couldn't have two green people. So I picked Jordan because I wanted to make sure I got the closest to my little brother as I could. But as fate has it, the actress we did pick who was amazing. Angel is an amazing actress. You know, the networkers feel they feel like the chemistry was friends, like we were best friends. So we had to replace her. And we was like, well, you're down to the wire. If you want a replacement, give us who we asked for the first time. And that's what they did, and just hilarious, is now my best friend. I don't trust these chairs, man.
Yeah, I don't trust them either.
I'm supporting my brother. I'm just gonna stand with him.
We're gonna try it again? We're gonna try it again as a team.
If you do it, I do it.
Well, don't take the new one. Give him the old one. You take the new one.
That's real?
Hey, yo, Jordan, you should get, I'm about the same size.
Try it.
All right. This is a new chair or the same chair fixed? Okay, yeah, this is a new chair.
All right, here we go.
I've known you for a while now, Rel, and Jess and Jordan gives me that same feeling that I got when I saw you and Tiffany on the Carmichael show. So that's a plus because you guys blew up from that show and from other things as well. And you coming off Get Out, she's coming off Girls Trip, and
NBC is insane.
And NBC said, no, we're going to take this show with the two hottest stars off air. Which was dumb.
Shibbity dobo. I can talk stuff about them now because I work with Fox, so that's what I want.
But you make this pilot, you get your actors, you get everything you want, executive producing this as well with your boy Gerard, and you get that call that the show has been picked up. What's going through your mind?
Well, you gotta, I always debate if I'm gonna ever tell the story too soon, but it wasn't that easy. That day was one of the weirdest days ever. You know, and I'll tell the story because Fox is amazing and they gave me a show. At the time, the last hour while we're waiting, I get a call from Gerard like, yo, they about to call you and pitch something to you. Or pitch me what? Well, they would like to see more diverse in the cast, and you make a white guy a serious regular. I was like, what? It's not even in the pilot. They want me just to, and it was a specific actor. And I was like, nah, you know what I mean? And I remember they called me, we talked, and I was just like, let me say this to you. Look, at the end of the day, if that's the reason why this show is not gonna get picked up, then it's just not gonna get picked up. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all don't ask that at other shows and voice and stuff, so I'm not gonna do it. So, thank God for Fox for not doing that and picking up the show anyway. But I was so proud of myself. Even before they picked it up, I was just happy that I stood up. You know, I was raised by some dope black people. And that would have been ridiculous for me to do that and disrespectful to how I was raised. So when they picked up the show, I was happy, but I was even happier. The reason why is because it was a really good pilot and not because I forced something that I didn't want to do. Yeah, so I told the story.
Can we have a little bit of fun? You grew up in Chicago. I'm not familiar where you grew up at, but have you guys worn bootleg clothes before, like outside, not just for pajamas?
I have. I mean, my parents, you know, if you grow up with a church family, they did not, you know, especially my family, they did not buy nothing name brand. We all had to get jobs at some point just to get anything. So I was going to Payless and wearing the bootleg Jordans, you know, my Jordans sit like a genie on my shoe, you know, slippery, hard soles, you know. No, but yeah, there's a lot of that. Like I used to do this joke about, once again, everything's based on material about these ghetto chicks that couldn't afford the real team jerseys, so they wore the bootleg ones. They're like, oh, these are Cicero Bulls or the Monroe Lakers. You know what I mean? So it's based off a bit, and yes, believe me, like nowadays, if you see somebody with a bootleg outfit, that's a swole crackhead, most likely.
You got a story, Jordan? You ever got your Jordans called out on?
No, I'm a little bit younger, so I went to a private, prestigious school, and
It's a nice experience, man.
Yeah.
His mom, she's fashionable, so I can see her now.
she was like, no.
Yeah, I can see that.
No.
Jordan's mama looks like his sister. Like, she looks amazing.
And that's a problem. I know we're not talking about this, but like when I take my mom to events, it hurts me because she looks so.
He got a fine mama. That's
I'm not saying that, but yeah.
His mama's fine.
Yeah. But yes, she's very youthful.
He be getting so mad. Mama, why you here?
Literally, we was at a party, I was like, damn, Mom! This girl's coming at me, yo, is that your date? I mean, technically, you can be. Please.
He just be stuff. Mama, stop talking to Terrence out.
Yeah, you don't want your Terrence Howard will get you. He'll bag your mom.
Hey, man, let me get your mom, man. Listen, man. I want your mom.
I want your mama, Mike. I'll get you a guest spot on Empire, Mike. Just let me take out for dinner. It's so crazy.
Listen, I could be wrong, but I'm right.
When I'm right, I'm still wrong.
I'm wrong, and I could be wrong, but I'm right.
I bumped into an interview with Terrence Howard, and he was trying to holler at this girl. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not as beautiful as this young lady. He was like, that's right, you's an ugly motherfucker. I interviewed him again, and I said, last time you called me an ugly motherfucker, he said, and you still an ugly motherfucker.
Light-skinned motherfucker.
Light-skinned.
Alright, sorry, that was real.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room? Because people was saying your name on the radio station.
Yeah, talking about the whole Cat Williams.
Yeah, man.
He's an interesting cartoonish guy. No, I'm a big fan of him. I just thought that was just weird. Like, man, you just want to end me. Why you so? Because the question wasn't even about none of us.
It wasn't.
They said, hey, so Cat, it was real like radio-y too. Hey, Cat, man. Let us know how you know, what does it take to make a classic special? Well, first of all, what around the time stop to be like that. I'm like, damn, man. What do you even ask about? about me? I'm like, what you mean? He's like, he's ugly. Just think about it. When you call somebody ugly, you can't, that means you really have nothing to say. You can't say I ain't funny, you can't say I ain't work hard. That's when you run out of stuff like, ugly. But I just didn't like how divisive, I didn't like the way, really he could say whatever he wanted about me. I didn't like the way he talked about Tiff and made it seem like she had to sleep with somebody to get on. That girl worked hard for 20 years in comedy just like me. 20 years. She just got it. And that's the weird part. I'm like, bro, we just got it. Jesus. We just got it. You've been the biggest star for 18 years of my career. I just got it. And it was tough because I've seen him twice since then. Wow. I was backstage at the Emmys after I presented, and this is a straight up true story. I see he's out there, he's talking to Chappelle and Neil Brennan, right? I'm like, so I just look at him, right? I'm just, So in my head, I'm like, all right, then you go west side of Chicago, go holler at this dude at the Emmys, turn into the Source Awards. So I didn't, because I'm like, well, I didn't say anything about him, so I don't have to say nothing to him. And then Chappelle called, I'm sorry, L'Oreal, come on, we're socializing, you know. And Cat's out there, and we just look at each other, and we start talking, me and Chappelle. Chappelle was telling me how proud of me he is and everything I've been doing, and I got a huge future. And he was hearing that Cat and just walked out. And to me, the greatest thing about that moment is maturity for me personally. At the end of the day, all of us come from nothing. And we all worked hard to get here. And to be angry about new people getting the same thing and doing it a little different, you should applaud that. I would never understand people that open doors for you get mad once you walk through the door. It doesn't make sense. So that means everything you've been saying all these years about putting on people and doing this and that, it's been a lie. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great moment for me. I'm like, dude, I got this beautiful tuxedo on, and this dude got a jean suit on with 3 chains and a stud cap. I'm good. This is what a boss looks like. You know what I mean? Like, at the image. You want a damn image. And I was so happy for him, I still am, but it's just so divisive to do that after 4 African Americans won those guest starring Emmys. And you do that. And then, with Kevin, Kevin coming to the defense, it's just weird. Because I didn't like seeing Kevin do that either, actually. And because it just puts more flame on it for no reason. We're all doing well. And I wish most of the veterans would be like all of us, like the Isas and Donalds. Man, we praise each other every moment we get. We praise each other, we call each other, we give out advice. And that's what the game should be, man. But it's just sad. And I feel bad for Cat more than anything, but I'm still a fan. That's the crazy part. As crazy as he is, he's still funny. And I think that's what he has to realize one day, that people are not really laughing with you, they're laughing at you. And I don't ever want to be that person.
Absolutely. Make some noise. When you talk about some serious stuff, I feel like, I know a lot of Chicago dudes, and Chicago is like Brooklyn in a way where you have all these different types of people. And it's a lot of people that I know from Chicago who are the average working citizen. And I know some thugs from Chicago. Do you feel like you were talking and using your platform to talk to the thugs and the gang members is to pull a couple of them up in this episode?
Yeah, which is why to me, the best things I said to them was, I don't want to see anything happen to any of y'all. It's just, from my perspective, that's what's interesting about that speech. It was written, but it wasn't written. And I just kind of went on a tangent of it because of how I really felt. And I think I represented a lot of the citizens in Chicago that do just send their kids to school and you're almost afraid you're not going to see them later. For no reason. They're not in a gang, they're not doing anything for no reason. But at the same time, I really believe, and hopefully I'll figure out a way to put this in another episode, is these, you know, they cut so many programs. They don't even have a summer job program in Chicago no more. And when you don't have nothing to do, you're just gonna do craziness. You don't have anything to do. So, and a lot of times I don't think the thugs watch the news. That's why I brought that up. Do you watch the news? You can't be watching the news and seeing families cry, and it doesn't affect you in any type of way. That's why, like, you know, this is the episode we're gonna see September 30th. I wanted it to be this, and I wanted to have this seriousness in it. I can't do a show in Chicago and we not talk about certain things, you know what I'm saying? So, I love watching y'all watch it today. It made me feel good. I've seen this episode a million times, but just watching y'all watch it was amazing.
Yeah, I saw you over there laughing and shit, just as the it's cool. What is it like on set when Rel is in character?
Man, the best part about being on set, especially because I'm a green actor, there's a lot of times where it's like, okay, you have downtime, okay, you have a break for 2 hours or whatever. But there's more than several times where it's like, okay, well, this scene is with Rel or, you know, Big Benson or Sinbad or whatever. And I'm out there watching, I'm like, no, I'm good. And they'll come up to me like, are you sure you want to stay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So the best part about this experience for me is learning. Especially from, you know, Rel, who's a GOAT, you know what I'm saying, Sinbad, who's a GOAT, Jensen Hilarious is a GOAT. It's great, especially as an aspiring, you know, stand-up comedian as well. And I want to, you know, touch that eventually. Seeing them and their cadences and seeing how they act and seeing how, especially with Rel, like, sometimes you know, one entire monologue might not be spot on, but you gotta hit those certain points. You know what I'm saying? Because everything can be word for word all the time. And just learning stuff like that. And also, just acknowledging you for real, just for putting that real stuff. Just like, you know, I grew up watching Fresh Prince. I love the part with, man, why don't you want me, man? You know, with his dad. Even though we love it, that was a great moment. And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, we had that is spectacular for real. And I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
But let me say this too. I think one of the coolest things, and y'all all do that. You sit back and just, when they're not in scenes, they sit there and watch it. And I think that's fascinating, because they don't have to do that. They can go to their dressing room, chill out. That makes me happy that y'all, especially Sinbad, man. Sinbad, I'm so like, he don't even know how grateful I am that he's on this show. But like when he sent me text messages or pulled me to the side, he's like, hey man, you doing that, Rick, you're smart. That's smart, it's a great episode. He does that all the time. It makes me extremely happy that a legend like that would be proud of me. That's how you're supposed to talk to the young comics. That's how you talk to them. And I love Sinbad is so dope, man. And once again, we had a great conversation real quick. He was like, it was here in New York, I think it was, where were they? And we was in the lobby talking. And he was like, you know what I like about you? I appreciate you taking advantage of the doors we open. And that's one of the greatest things anybody can say to me. Because I did. And, you know, I'm such a nerd in this business. I've studied everything. I watched all types of documentaries. And that's one of the things about the 90s had the greatest sitcoms. But a lot of them didn't produce it or write it. They were just actors on it. And what I realized is, and this is why I look up to Gerard, I look up to Issa, I look up to Dono, I look up to a lot of them that creatively control their shows. And I knew I would not do a show unless I did the same thing.
You have Marla Gibbs in this episode.
I love Marla Gibbs. At my birthday party was the first person there. I ain't even invited her because I'm like, she ain't coming to a club, you know what I mean? She was the first person at this party. I mean, she left about 20 minutes out of there, but she was, we got a couple dances there at the Block and Granbury. But Marla Gibbs did the Carmichael show, played on Granbury.
Yeah, I remember how excited you was that she was on the Carmichael show, and it seems like you guys have built a relationship after that.
Let me tell you something. They try to put Marla on tape. I saw her on the vision all day. I was like, what? No, just give it to her, whatever she wants. You know what I She is such an amazing actress. That's another thing. That's another surreal thing that happens. Once again, when I'm doing these scenes, and then Marla Gibbs is sitting on the side just smiling. And I'm so thankful for that. Because what you're realizing is their happiness is seeing this young black man, like they fought for this for us. And I think they're happy to see that. They love seeing me, talk in my producer voice, am I right? And that's I'm so blessed to even be able to notice that. When I turn my head, Marla Gibbs just smile like, Marla, you can go to your room. I'm like, I'm okay, baby. This is good. I'm like, all right, shoot it those. And but she's so good. And I'll never forget my Carmichael show moment. We were shooting one of the episodes and she came out and the audience lost it and she had that little sitcom pose until they stopped laughing. And it was just surreal. They were like, yo, I'm actually in this episode with Marla Gibbs and she doing the crowd clapping sitcom pose. So, I mean, it's just, throughout the season, you're about to see a lot of different guests, people. We got Michael Wright in the episode who played Eddie Kane on Heartbeats. Just because I was watching Heartbeats recently, like, damn, what are you doing?
Who else can they expect to see on the show?
A lot of comedians, man. I'm getting this many comedians. Like in this episode, you saw Kevin Tate. He's a comedian. That's the guy who roasted the Bulls jersey. The security guard is our boy Brian the Wildcat Smith, who was my roommate when I first started comedy. We lived together for the first 5 years. And we came up together. And it was such a special moment to be to put my friend inside the show and he killed it. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of comics, man. Hugh Moore, if you saw the pilot, he played the bartender. Another comedian. It's just gonna be Earthquake gonna be in the episode. It's just very random. I'm not even done picking people, so I don't even know who else I'm gonna ask to do it, but whoever I can.
You need a blogger or something. I'm here.
That's interesting, man. I should have you work at you gotta work at like a taco stand or something.
Yeah, please. I want to work at
I don't know why.
Whole Foods, Trader Joe's.
All these maybe they got a picture of shit.
You got questions?
Say, do you have a microphone for them? If they have questions? That'd be nice if they do.
She said she didn't know.
Well, you could just go ahead, baby.
Be a microphone. Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm actually from Chicago, so.
What they do?
Southside though, but.
It's all good.
My question is, do you feel a need to keep the city on your back for this show and anything else you do creatively? And what, I guess, are your hopes for what the world can see about Chicago?
That's a great question. It's to humanize us. I mean, sometimes they look at us like we're a bunch of victims, and I think that's what's important about that speech, once again, that last scene, that, hey, regular citizens live here. We're not Chirac, you know what I'm saying? We're more than that. And I'm gonna do my best to keep it in Chicago. I mean, the theme song is Crucial Conflict, It's a song called The Circle, one of my favorite songs. I might be the only person that even love that song, to be quite honest with you. I think that's why they let us buy it so cheap. Because it wasn't hate, it probably have been nothing, but The Circle is such one of my favorite songs, and I said maybe like years ago, like if I ever get a TV show, that's gonna be my theme song. So I'm just keeping it in Chicago as I can, but I just want to show the personality of how great some of the citizens are and how great some of the people are. That's why, like in a pilot episode, you see the bar Francis is actually my friend who's a comedian. It's his bar. His parents started. It's on the south side, but we made it come to the west side. But the point of it is, it's just a lot of grown people who go to this lounge every week just to chill, ain't shooting it up. We see each other. We're playing dominoes. We're having stepper sets. So it's just showing other unique things besides just the violent, crazy part of Chicago. And I don't feel like the city's on my back. I think it's on a bunch of our back. Lena Waithe doing that show, The Chi, which is a great show. It's a show called Southside coming on Comedy Central. I just think that Chicago creatives need to, if we're gonna create anything talking about Chicago, we should do it. And we should stop letting other people who are not from there try to tell our story.
Chicago got a lot of people in the industry doing their thing, either in the game now or just about to blow. And just keep your ears.
Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah. Keep your ears.
Some people don't know that. She's from Chicago.
We got another question? Jameer?
How you doing, man?
What up, fam?
My name is Jameer. Quick question. I know like you want to be authentic as possible on TV, but with having like such an authentically black show, you ever get kickback from censors, like, you know, when you try to bring in content that they might not understand as much?
I don't care, man. I really don't. I really don't. Because you gotta think about this. This is why I don't care, and I think this is, I do have this argument sometimes with, you know, and I'm like, yo, like they steal everything from our culture anyway. Why are we always trying to like make this, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense. Like, why would I do that? So at the end of the day, no, I don't. These stories gotta be authentic. The way we speak have to be authentic. The stuff we say. It's words I take out like, no, I don't care how country I sound saying it. I'm not saying that unless it sounds like this. So I'm keeping it that way because I think we overthink, and that's how you make these watered down comedies when you're trying to please everybody. So far, this is my audience. Anybody else want to watch? Cool. If not, Shmido.
Real quick, just a tidbit on what you're saying, man. One of the things I appreciate it for real. I don't know if everybody saw the first episode, but if you did, there was like a bus scene. And you guys know like what the cadence is of like roasting and talking about people. You know what I'm saying? But like, what was your ugly at? Well, your Martin Luther King super it comes back to back to back to back. And so one of the things that, you know, like, especially like, none of you was fighting for, but Terrell was so, actually, yeah, he was. You know, they were like, because, you know, sitcoms is like, okay, laugh, 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 and wait for the laugh to end, and then go. Okay, and then wait, laugh, 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 and then wait for that to, and then say your next joke. And we're like, nah, that's not how you roast. It just come back, back.
Man, those audition tapes were miserable to watch.
For real.
Watch LA actors trying to get the cadences of roasting yours. Martin Luther King suit wearing eyes. What the? I was like, yo, we gotta get DC on flash. For real, it's a very specific thing that I had to fight for, but it's like, hey, I'm not like, no. It has to be somebody that really can give me roast. You know what I mean? And I've been doing that bit. That was a bit I did on stage. So like, the jokes gotta be so authentic. The casting has to be right for it. You know what I mean? Because I've done the joke before, so it's like, you gotta at least do it like me or better. And DC Young Fly killed that. It was so funny, man.
Well, you chefed up a great show. I'm excited to see what it do. I'll be watching. It comes on the 30th.
Yep, September 30th, 9:30, Sunday night, every Sunday night after that. Please watch the show.
Tell your friends about it.
Yeah.
Watch it. Thank y'all for coming out. They're wrapping us. You know, enjoy the rest of the urban world.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.